Have you ever wondered why some men effortlessly capture the attention of women, leaving a lasting impression without even trying? What is it about their presence, their demeanor, or even their scent that makes them unforgettable? In this video, we're diving deep into the psychological and practical tools that older men can use to captivate young women, effortlessly and authentically. You'll discover why something as subtle as smelling good can ignite deep emotional reactions, how quiet self-confidence can make you stand out in a crowd, and why strategic moments of ignoring can work like magic in attraction. But we won't stop there. You'll learn the secrets behind leveraging your life experiences, ambition, and even your reputation to create undeniable magnetism. These aren't just surface-level tips. They're strategies rooted in human psychology and proven to work. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand these concepts but know exactly how to use them to your advantage. Stay with us until the end, because we'll also reveal a critical yet often overlooked trait that instantly elevates you in the eyes of young women, a quality that only a few men ever truly master. If you're ready to transform how you're perceived and unlock your full potential in the world of attraction, this video is for you. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Weakness 1. The irresistible power of smelling good. If there is one thing that can create an unforgettable first impression, it's the way you smell. Let's take a moment to appreciate just how powerful this seemingly simple detail can be. Smelling good is not just about hygiene or wearing cologne. It's an art, a strategic tool, and, dare I say, one of the most underestimated forms of attraction. A man who smells good doesn't simply stand out. He leaves an indelible mark on a young woman's senses, evoking emotions that linger long after he's gone. In my opinion, scent is the unsung hero of attraction, an invisible yet compelling force that speaks volumes about who you are without you having to say a word. Think about this. Before you even step into her personal space, your fragrance has already announced your presence. Imagine walking into a room, and as you pass by, a subtle but captivating scent wraps itself around her, stirring something deep within. It's not just the scent itself, it's the story it tells. A well-chosen fragrance can communicate confidence, elegance, and attention to detail. It whispers, "This man takes care of himself." He's someone who values not just the big things, but the small, intimate details that matter. Now, let's dive into the science behind why this works so well. Our sense of smell is deeply connected to the limbic system, the part of the brain that governs emotions and memories. Unlike the other senses, which are processed through complex filters, smells go straight to the emotional core. That's why a specific scent can transport you back to a cherished memory or evoke feelings of comfort, warmth, or excitement. When a young woman encounters a man who smells good, it's not just a fleeting sensory experience. It's a moment that resonates emotionally and stays with her, sometimes even subconsciously. Picture this scenario. A young woman sees you from across the room, and at first, you're just another face in the crowd. But as you pass by, your scent envelopes her like a soft, invisible embrace. Her senses heighten, her curiosity peaks, and suddenly, you're no longer just another man. You're intriguing, memorable, someone who takes the time to cultivate not just his appearance but the aura he carries. In that moment, you've made an impact without even speaking. Isn't that incredible? Let's not overlook the emotional power a good scent carries. To a young woman, a man who smells good signals more than just physical attractiveness. It shows that he understands the value of refinement, that he invests in himself, and that he pays attention to the details that others might miss. These qualities, care, thoughtfulness, and a sense of sophistication, are magnetic. They hint at a depth and complexity that women find irresistibly appealing. In my view, wearing a well-chosen fragrance is a form of silent communication, a way of saying, "I care about how I present myself, and I care about the experience I create for those around me. A fragrance can become your signature, a subtle yet powerful part of your identity. When you wear the right scent consistently, it becomes tied to you in her memory. She might catch a whiff of a similar scent days, weeks, or even years later and instantly think of you. That's the magic of smelling good. It's not just about the moment. It's about creating lasting impressions. Smelling good is not just a tool. It's a statement. It's a way of showing the world, and especially the woman you want to captivate, that you value yourself and those around you. It's about understanding that attraction isn't always loud or obvious. Sometimes, it's found in the quiet, almost imperceptible details that make you unforgettable. To me, this is the essence of true allure. A man who knows the power of his presence, who pays attention to even the smallest things, and who uses every opportunity to leave a lasting impression. And believe me, there's nothing more compelling than that. Why is this so important? Let's dive deeper into the extraordinary power of scent. Science has unveiled that our sense of smell is more than just a way to detect aromas. It's directly linked to the limbic system in our brain, the very seat of emotions, memories, and instincts. This connection makes scent one of the most primal and emotionally evocative senses we possess. Imagine this. With just one inhalation, a pleasant fragrance can awaken emotions she didn't even know were there. It can evoke a sense of comfort, stir up joyful memories, or spark an undeniable feeling of attraction, all without her consciously understanding why. Isn't that incredible? The right scent doesn't just fill the air, it weaves itself into her emotional fabric, leaving a mark that words could never replicate. Fragrances hold an almost magical quality. They have the unique ability to transport someone to a specific moment in time, to a place of safety or warmth, or even to a feeling of being irresistibly drawn to someone. A pleasant scent, then, becomes more than just a fragrance. It becomes a storyteller, a mood setter, and a bridge between two people. Think about the impact of this. When she smells something that triggers a positive emotional reaction, her brain immediately begins to associate those wonderful sensations with the person wearing it. That's the power of scent. It creates connections on a deeply emotional level that are hard to ignore or forget. Now consider this. A good cologne speaks volumes about the man wearing it, even before he says a word. It's a silent signal of personal care, attention to detail, and confidence. A man who invests in his fragrance is making a statement that he values himself and understands the power of presentation. For many young women, these qualities, cleanliness, sophistication, and intentionality, are deeply attractive. A well-chosen scent suggests that you don't just live life passively. You engage with it thoughtfully and with purpose. Isn't that exactly the kind of impression you'd want to make? Picture a moment where this comes to life. You walk into a room, and as you pass by her, your scent gently envelopes the air around her. You haven't even spoken yet, but your presence is already unmistakable. That subtle, alluring fragrance catches her attention before her eyes do. It's as if your scent is whispering to her, sparking curiosity, and making her want to know more about the man behind the aroma. In that fleeting moment, without saying a word, you've ignited an emotional spark. Your scent lingers in her mind, creating an impression that stays with her long after the moment has passed. Isn't it amazing how something so intangible can have such a tangible effect? In my opinion, this is one of the most overlooked but profoundly impactful ways to connect with someone on an emotional level. A carefully chosen fragrance doesn't just enhance your appearance, it becomes an extension of who you are. It's a tool that allows you to create an aura, a signature that's uniquely yours. And when done right, it doesn't come across as trying too hard. Instead, it feels effortless, like a natural part of your charm. Moreover, scent isn't just about attracting someone. It's about creating an experience. It's about how you make someone feel when you're around. A pleasant fragrance can evoke a sense of comfort, familiarity, and even longing. It's not just about being noticed, it's about being remembered. It's about ensuring that when she catches that scent again, even if you're not there, she thinks of you. That's the kind of lasting impression that transcends the moment and leaves an emotional legacy. So, the next time you're choosing a cologne, remember this. It's not just a bottle of perfume. It's an investment in the way you present yourself to the world. It's a statement of who you are and the care you put into every detail of your life. And, most importantly, it's an invisible but powerful way to create meaningful connections that speak directly to the heart. Selecting the perfect cologne isn't just a simple matter of wearing any scent you happen to find. It's a deeply thoughtful process that requires intention and self-awareness. Your fragrance is a silent communicator, an invisible yet powerful extension of your style and personality. It speaks for you in ways words cannot, leaving behind a lingering memory of who you are. A man's scent, in many ways, becomes his unspoken introduction, a subtle yet profound signal that reflects his essence, his confidence, and his unique charm. I believe that a well-chosen cologne can make a man unforgettable, creating an aura that resonates long after he's left the room. The key is to find a fragrance that aligns with your style and embodies your character. This isn't about blindly following trends or picking a popular brand just because everyone else is wearing it. It's about uncovering a scent that feels like it was crafted specifically for you. A scent that mirrors your personality, your maturity, and your sophistication. Imagine stepping into a room and instantly commanding attention, not because you're loud or imposing, but because your presence is felt through the quiet power of your fragrance. Opt for scents that evoke a sense of elegance and refinement, and fragrances that tell a story of depth and complexity. Scents with notes of wood, leather, or musk often carry a timeless quality that radiates strength and confidence. Citrus or floral undertones, when used sparingly, can add a fresh, approachable dimension without detracting from your masculinity. It's about creating a perfect balance, a harmonious blend that projects power without aggression, allure without ostentation. In my experience, the right cologne can elevate not only your style but also your self-assurance. When you find that perfect fragrance, something magical happens. It doesn't just enhance your outward appearance. It transforms the way you carry yourself. You walk taller, you feel more composed, and you exude a quiet, magnetic charm that draws people in effortlessly. It's not just about smelling good. It's about creating an unforgettable impression that resonates on a deeper level. Choosing the wrong scent, however, can have the opposite effect. A cologne that's too overpowering or mismatched to your personality can repel rather than attract, making people feel overwhelmed rather than intrigued. That's why it's so important to take your time, explore different options, and find the one that feels like a natural extension of who you are. Trust me, when you get it right, you'll not only smell incredible, you'll feel like the best version of yourself. Weakness 2. Self-confidence. Self-confidence is one of the most powerful and irresistible traits any man can possess, but as an older gentleman, it becomes an even more defining characteristic. In today's fast-paced, often superficial world, where so many are consumed by the need to prove themselves, your calm, steady confidence stands out like a lighthouse in a storm. This quality, refined over years of living, learning, and overcoming challenges, is what makes you truly magnetic. It's not just about how you look or what you say, it's about the energy you carry, the quiet assurance that speaks volumes without the need for words. Young women, especially, are no strangers to insecurity. They encounter it frequently in younger men, those who feel the need to dominate conversations, seek constant validation, or overcompensate for their doubts with flashy displays of bravado. These men often try too hard, their nerves betraying their every move, whether through awkward jokes, boastful stories, or exaggerated gestures to gain attention. But you, having lived through decades of experience, are far beyond that. You've seen enough of life to know what truly matters, and this clarity gives you an unshakable sense of self. Your confidence is not loud or ostentatious. It's calm, quiet, and deeply rooted. When you walk into a room, you don't need to announce your presence. It's felt. The way you carry yourself, the ease in your posture, the steady tone of your voice, all of it exudes a sense of assurance that can't be faked. You don't need to seek validation from others because you've already validated yourself. You've earned your place in the world, and you know your worth. And let me tell you, this kind of quiet power doesn't just get noticed, it commands attention. Imagine this. While a younger man might nervously chatter, trying to fill silences with meaningless words, you're content to let the silence speak. Your confidence lies not in trying to prove something, but in knowing you don't need to. You listen attentively, respond thoughtfully, and never feel the need to compete for the spotlight. This effortless poise is captivating because it's so rare. In a world filled with noise and distraction, your calm presence is a breath of fresh air. For young women, the difference between the frantic energy of an insecure young man and the steady assurance of a self-assured older man is stark. It's like comparing a turbulent storm to a peaceful sunrise. One leaves you drained and unsettled, while the other offers a sense of calm and warmth. Your self-confidence tells her that you're not here to play games or prove your worth. You're here as a man who knows who he is, what he wants, and how to treat her with respect and authenticity. This confidence isn't something that comes overnight. It's earned through years of growth, trial, and self-reflection. It comes from the lessons learned through failures, the victories celebrated, and the wisdom gained from both. It's the result of understanding that life is not about perfection but progress. And because you've been through so much, your confidence carries a depth that younger men simply can't replicate. It's not just surface level, it's rooted in your core. But let's be clear, this confidence isn't arrogance. It's not about being better than others. It's about being at peace with yourself. It's the humility to acknowledge your flaws while standing tall in your strengths. It's the ability to make others feel safe and valued simply by being in your presence. And this, my friend, is one of the most attractive qualities you can offer. It tells a young woman that you're not just another man trying to win her approval. You're someone who can offer her stability, wisdom, and a sense of security in a world that often feels chaotic. This kind of confidence has a ripple effect. It inspires trust, admiration, and even a sense of curiosity. She'll wonder, what has this man been through to carry himself with such grace? What stories lie behind his steady gaze and calm demeanor? Your confidence becomes an invitation for her to explore not just who you are but what you've learned about life and love. It's a subtle, unspoken connection that draws her closer. In the end, your self-confidence is more than just an attractive quality. It's a gift. It shows her that it's possible to face life's uncertainties without fear, to embrace your imperfections with pride, and to connect with others in a way that is real, grounded, and deeply fulfilling. And that, more than anything, is what sets you apart and makes you unforgettable. Younger men often find themselves trapped in the idea that to win a woman's attention, they need to dazzle her with a constant conversation, a parade of accomplishments, or an image of someone larger than life. They talk too much, revealing every small success they've ever had, or even embellishing the truth in an attempt to impress. It's not that their efforts aren't heartfelt, they genuinely want to make a connection, but in their eagerness, they miss the mark. This over-the-top effort can quickly become exhausting for a woman, leaving her feeling overwhelmed instead of intrigued. To her, it can come across as trying too hard, and that kind of energy isn't attractive. Now, think about yourself. With the experience and wisdom you've gained over the years, you've moved past the need for superficial approval. You don't feel the urge to explain your worth to anyone, because you already know it deep within. This inner confidence is not something you've read about or practiced, it's something you've earned. It's the result of facing life's highs and lows, learning hard lessons, and coming out on the other side with a clear sense of who you are. There's no act to maintain, no pretense to uphold. You've let go of the idea that you need to win anyone over, and ironically, that is exactly what makes you so compelling. When you enter a room, you do so with quiet confidence, not needing to be the loudest voice or the center of attention. Your presence alone speaks volumes. It's in the way you carry yourself, shoulders relaxed, movements deliberate, and an aura of calm that naturally draws others in. Even your silence holds power. You don't have to fill every moment with words, because when you do speak, your words are meaningful and carry weight. Younger men may try to dominate the space with noise, but you stand apart by letting your actions, demeanor, and energy do the talking for you. And women, especially young women, notice this immediately. They're so used to men clamoring for their attention, trying to dazzle them with compliments or gestures meant to impress. It's a pattern they've seen countless times. Men bending over backward for their validation. But when they meet a man like you, someone who doesn't follow the script, who isn't seeking their approval, the dynamic shifts entirely. It's disarming and even a little confusing at first. They aren't used to being in a position where they feel like they are the ones who need to impress. This creates a subtle yet powerful tension. Without even realizing it, they find themselves leaning in, trying to figure you out, trying to earn your respect. It's a mental and emotional game that intrigues them deeply. Why? Because your confidence isn't based on what they think of you. It's based on what you think of yourself. And that kind of self-assuredness is rare, even intoxicating. It tells them that you're a man who has lived, who has seen enough of life to know what truly matters, and who doesn't need anyone else's approval to feel whole. More than that, your calmness and maturity make them feel something different. It's not the loud, showy type of attraction they're used to. It's deeper, more emotional. They sense the strength behind your quiet demeanor, the stability you exude, and the wisdom in your words. They can tell that you're not chasing after attention because you've already learned that real connection is about mutual respect and understanding, not about winning or impressing. This depth is what makes you stand out in a crowd of younger, more frantic energy. In a way, it's not just about how you make them feel. It's about how they feel about themselves when they're around you. Your self-assuredness challenges them to rise to your level, to meet your standards, and to reflect on what they value in a partner. They admire your independence, your ability to stay true to yourself, and your refusal to compromise your authenticity. This makes them feel like they're in the presence of a truly different man. Someone they want to understand, someone they want to be close to. Ultimately, what sets you apart is that you don't seek to impress. You simply are. And that quiet confidence, born of experience and self-awareness, is more attractive than anything you could say or do. It's a magnetism that draws women to you, not because you're trying to be noticed, but because you've mastered the art of being comfortable in your skin. And in a world full of noise and distractions, that kind of presence is the loudest and most captivating thing of all. Weakness 3. Strategic ignoring. Have you ever observed how people who don't constantly seek validation tend to stand out in a crowd? There's something deeply captivating about someone who carries themselves with quiet confidence, someone who doesn't beg for attention yet somehow manages to draw it effortlessly. This concept is particularly potent when it comes to attracting young women. One of the most overlooked yet profoundly effective strategies is the art of strategic ignoring. Yes, it might sound counterintuitive. After all, how can ignoring someone create attraction? But when you dive deeper into the psychology of relationships, it starts to make perfect sense. Young women, especially those accustomed to attention, live in a world where their beauty often guarantees admiration. From flattering compliments to lavish gestures, they're surrounded by men eager to gain their approval. These men shower them with attention, hoping to stand out, and in doing so, they inadvertently blend into the background. The more attention they give, the more predictable they become. This constant barrage of validation can leave little room for anything to feel special or different. Now, imagine what happens when you step into this scenario and choose to behave differently. Instead of becoming one of many vying for her attention, you hold back. You engage when necessary but resist the urge to overly flatter or make yourself overly available. This subtle act of withholding creates a ripple effect. She's no longer in the comfort of knowing that you'll drop everything just to please her. It unsettles her. She begins to wonder why you're not chasing her approval like everyone else. Why are you different? What makes you so confident that you don't need her attention? These questions ignite curiosity, and curiosity is a powerful emotional force. In my personal view, this strategy goes beyond mere tactics. It's a reflection of self-respect and inner strength. When you're comfortable enough in your skin to not rely on someone else's validation, it shows. And it's incredibly attractive. Women notice when a man doesn't act desperate, when he doesn't act as if his happiness depends on her. This is where the real power of strategic ignoring comes into play. It shifts the dynamic. You're no longer in a position of chasing. You're someone she's intrigued by, someone she wants to understand better. Strategic ignoring isn't about being cold or rude. It's about setting boundaries and showing that you value yourself. For instance, when she texts, you don't always respond immediately. Not because you're playing games, but because you're busy building your own life. When you meet her, you don't fawn over her beauty or lavish her with excessive compliments. Instead, you focus on meaningful conversation or even let silence fill the air comfortably. These small actions send a larger message. I'm here because I want to be, not because I need to be. Emotionally, this approach is incredibly impactful. It flips the script on what she's used to and challenges her perceptions. Suddenly, your attention feels rare, valuable, and even addictive. She starts noticing that when you do give her attention, it feels genuine, not performative. And that's the key. You're not trying to manipulate her. You're simply showing that your life is fulfilling and complete, with or without her presence. Let me emphasize that this isn't about playing hard to get or engaging in manipulative behavior. It's about being authentic and demonstrating that your self-worth isn't tied to someone else's opinion of you. When you approach relationships from this place of confidence, it creates an atmosphere of respect and balance. You're not overwhelming her with attention, nor are you withholding it to create tension. Instead, you're showing her that your value doesn't diminish whether she chooses to engage with you or not. In a world filled with people desperately vying for attention, strategic ignoring is a breath of fresh air. It's a reminder that sometimes, less is more. By resisting the urge to chase and instead focusing on being your best self, you're not just standing out, you're setting a standard. And that, ultimately, is what makes you truly irresistible. Young women often find themselves at the center of attention, surrounded by a world that constantly reinforces their desirability. Men chase them relentlessly, filling their inboxes with messages and compliments, vying for their approval, and going out of their way to impress them. This steady stream of validation becomes such a regular part of their lives that, over time, it may lose its spark, becoming something they expect rather than something they cherish. But here's the fascinating part. When you, as an older man, choose to step outside this predictable pattern, you suddenly set yourself apart in a way that's both subtle and profoundly impactful. Imagine this. While others eagerly pursue her, you choose to act with calm detachment. You're not rude or dismissive, but you also don't flood her with attention. You don't engage in the endless game of chasing or seeking her approval with every move. Instead, you focus on living your life with purpose, confidence, and self-respect. This choice to refrain from the typical behavior creates a ripple effect. It disrupts her expectations and introduces an element of unpredictability, something that can be both intriguing and confusing for her. When you ignore her at just the right moments, not out of malice, but as a natural result of prioritizing yourself, you send a powerful message. It's a signal that says, I don't need to chase after anyone to feel valuable or complete. This kind of self-assured energy is magnetic because it's rare. It challenges the narrative she's so used to. Instead of being just another admirer in the crowd, you become the mystery she can't quite figure out. What happens next is even more fascinating. The lack of direct attention creates a void, one she may not even consciously recognize at first. Human nature is such that we often crave what we cannot easily have. When someone doesn't give us the validation we're accustomed to, we begin to wonder why. Why isn't he paying attention to me? What makes him so different? These thoughts can stir an unexpected level of curiosity and even attraction. She may find herself thinking about you, trying to understand your behavior, and even seeking your approval in subtle ways. And this isn't about manipulation. It's about creating a dynamic that respects both her individuality and your own. By choosing not to flood her with attention, You're showing her that you value yourself and that you're not willing to compromise your time and energy for superficial approval. In my opinion, this approach is not only refreshing but also deeply empowering for both parties. It allows you to maintain your dignity while remaining open to genuine connection. What's more, this shift in dynamic reflects a kind of maturity that many younger women find appealing. It's not about playing games. It's about embodying confidence, self-respect, and authenticity. These qualities are incredibly rare in a world where so many people feel the need to prove themselves through constant pursuit. When you stand firm in your value, you radiate a quiet strength that says, "I know who I am, and I don't need to chase anyone to validate my worth." Young women, who are often surrounded by a sea of eager admirers, find this energy irresistible. It's a kind of power that doesn't need to shout or demand attention. It simply exists, strong and steady. In a way, it's a reminder to her that genuine connection isn't about chasing or being chased. It's about meeting someone who respects themselves enough to let the right relationships unfold naturally. Ultimately, by stepping out of the predictable pattern and choosing to be authentic and composed, you not only set yourself apart but also create the opportunity for a deeper, more meaningful connection. One based on mutual respect and genuine intrigue. And isn't that the kind of connection worth striving for? The kind that grows from curiosity, admiration, and a shared sense of authenticity? To me, that's far more powerful than any fleeting chase ever could be. When a young woman meets an older man who doesn't fall into the predictable patterns of chasing her, showering her with constant attention, or being overly available, a profound shift takes place in her mind. It's a dynamic unlike anything she's used to, and it stops her in her tracks. Imagine this. She's accustomed to admirers falling over themselves to catch her eye, captivated by her beauty and charm. Yet here stands a man who seems entirely different, unmoved, poised, and seemingly immune to her allure. This doesn't go unnoticed. At first, she might brush it off, assuming it's just indifference or disinterest. But as time passes, her curiosity begins to grow. Why doesn't he react the way others do? What makes him so composed, so confident? Why isn't he captivated by me like everyone else? These unanswered questions start to take root in her mind, driving her to seek answers. She begins to wonder what makes him different, and in doing so, she takes the first steps toward putting in effort to earn his attention. This moment is transformative. The power dynamic shifts subtly yet decisively. She, who is so used to being the center of attention, finds herself craving the attention of someone who doesn't automatically place her on a pedestal. She starts to think about ways to insert herself into his world, to earn the acknowledgement and validation she is no longer effortlessly handed. At that moment, the balance of power changes. You are no longer just another admirer orbiting around her. Instead, she is drawn into your orbit, intrigued and invested. The truth is that in the realm of attraction and relationships, scarcity holds unparalleled value. What is rare is precious, and what is abundant is often taken for granted. When you're always available, constantly replying to her messages the moment they arrive or inundating her with compliments, you unwittingly strip away the mystery. You become predictable, and predictability, while comforting, lacks the thrill and excitement that fuels desire. The magic begins to fade. But when you exercise restraint, when you respond on your terms, remain composed, and carry yourself with quiet confidence, you create an air of intrigue. This isn't about playing manipulative games. It's about cultivating self-respect and setting boundaries that elevate you in her eyes. Suddenly, you become someone worth pursuing, someone she wants to understand and win over. And believe me, there is nothing more compelling to a young woman than the challenge of capturing the attention of someone who seems just out of reach. From my perspective, this is not about withholding affection or being cold. It's about maintaining balance. Women are deeply intuitive, and they can sense authenticity. A man who respects himself values his time, and doesn't compromise his individuality to chase someone is profoundly attractive. This isn't just a strategy for seduction, it's a way of being. You're showing that your life is rich, that your attention is earned, not given away freely, and that your world doesn't revolve around anyone but yourself. Think about the impact this has on her. When you don't immediately reply to her messages, it leaves her wondering. She may replay conversations in her mind, trying to decode your intentions. When you don't lavish her with compliments, she starts to consider why your validation feels so valuable. And when you remain composed and self-assured, she begins to see you as a man with depth, purpose, and a sense of self-worth. All of this makes her want to know more about you, to be a part of your story. There's a subtle art to this. It's not about arrogance or aloofness. It's about being selective with your energy and attention. It's about showing that you value yourself enough not to chase every fleeting opportunity. By doing so, you create an irresistible aura of mystery and confidence. Women, especially younger women, find this incredibly appealing because it's so rare. Reflecting on this, I believe this approach isn't just about attraction. It's a life lesson. Scarcity creates value. When you learn to be intentional with your time, energy, and emotions, you naturally become more magnetic, not just to women but to everyone around you. People are drawn to those who exude self-respect and independence. As you practice this, you'll find that the connections you form are deeper, more genuine, and infinitely more rewarding. So, take a step back, focus on your passions, and carry yourself with the quiet assurance of someone who knows your worth. Trust in the power of mystery and self-control, and watch how effortlessly the right people are drawn into your world. The woman who once expected to be chased will now find herself chasing you, and in doing so, she will value you more deeply than you ever imagined. Weakness 4. Ambition and vision for the future. Your ambition is not just a fleeting quality. It is the essence of who you are, the driving force that defines your character and sets you apart in a sea of sameness. It's a spark that has not only carried you through the trials of life, but has fueled your growth, shaped your experiences, and given your journey meaning. For young women, especially those who desire something deeper than a casual connection, this trait of yours is magnetic. They are naturally drawn to men who possess a clear sense of purpose, a vision that stretches far beyond the moment and reaches into a future filled with possibilities. When you compare yourself to the younger men around her, the difference is stark. Many of them live day by day, focused on immediate gratification, unsure of what they truly want or who they aim to become. They talk about fleeting joys, the next party, the latest gadget, or the trendiest destination. In contrast, you exude a sense of stability and direction, an unmistakable sense that you have not only thought about the future but are actively building it. This distinction is not subtle, it's profound. It positions you as a man of substance in a world where death often seems to be in short supply. Imagine sitting across from a young woman during a conversation. Her eyes are bright with curiosity as you share your story, not just your past accomplishments but your vision for the future. You tell her about the steps you've taken to reach where you are today, the moments of hard work, sacrifice, and determination. But you don't stop there. You describe the dreams you're still chasing, the plans you're refining, and the challenges you're ready to face. She hears in your words not just an ambition but a rare blend of wisdom and humility, the realization that while you've achieved much, you're still a work in progress. Now, imagine her reaction. While the men her age often struggle to articulate even their short-term plans, you're speaking with clarity and conviction about building a legacy. Not just for yourself, but for those who matter to you. She begins to see you as someone who is not just secure in your present, but invested in creating a meaningful and lasting future. In her mind, you're no longer just a potential partner. You're a leader, a guide, someone who inspires confidence and trust. But your ambition is not just about achievements or material success. It's about your character. A man who continues to strive for growth, even after reaching significant milestones, sends a powerful message. Life with you will never be stagnant. You represent progress, evolution, and the excitement of endless possibilities. This is a quality that stirs admiration and ignites a sense of hope. With you, she can envision a future where challenges are met with courage, dreams are pursued with vigor, and each day brings new opportunities for growth and connection. For a young woman, this kind of vision is transformative. It offers her a glimpse of a life filled with security and adventure, stability and excitement. Your ambition isn't just a personal trait, it's an invitation for her to dream bigger, to believe in what's possible, and to imagine a life where she can grow alongside you. In a world where so many are content to drift aimlessly, your ambition shines like a beacon. It signals strength, purpose, and the ability to weather life's storms while still reaching for the stars. You are the kind of man who doesn't just talk about what could be. You take action to make it a reality. And for her, that is not just appealing, it's irresistible. A man who has never stopped growing, who faces the future with both confidence and curiosity, carries an electric energy. It's the kind of energy that fills a room, that inspires trust, and that makes others want to be part of your journey. Your ambition is more than a quality. It's a testament to your resilience, your courage, and your unwavering belief in what's possible. And in her eyes, it's a gift that offers not just a secure future, but a thrilling, meaningful, and extraordinary life. Weakness 5. Reputation as a ladies' man. The reputation of being a ladies' man is a double-edged sword, but when wielded wisely, it can be an incredibly powerful asset in relationships and social dynamics. This identity isn't about arrogance, manipulation, or treating relationships superficially. It's about embodying confidence, experience, and an innate understanding of human connection, particularly with women. Such a reputation develops not through words but through actions, through how a man carries himself and engages with others. It is an aura that can captivate and intrigue those around him, especially young women, who are often drawn to its mystique. For many women, there is an unspoken allure to a man with this kind of reputation. It's not necessarily about what he says or does directly, but rather the subtle signals he gives off, his relaxed demeanor, his ability to navigate social interactions effortlessly, and the way he seems comfortable in his skin. This reputation suggests that he has been desired before, that he has options, and that he knows how to treat and understand women. To women, this man becomes more than just a potential partner. He becomes a challenge. They find themselves wondering what makes him so magnetic, why others have been drawn to him, and, most importantly, whether they can be the ones to truly win him over. There's something undeniably exciting about the idea of pursuing a man who doesn't commit easily. It's a psychological thrill, a game of sorts, where the stakes are emotional validation and accomplishment. A woman may think, if I can win his attention and affection, then I've achieved something others couldn't. This pursuit isn't always conscious, but it taps into a deep-rooted desire to feel special and chosen, especially by someone who seems so unattainable. What makes this dynamic even more intriguing is how the man behaves. A true ladies' man doesn't flaunt his reputation or speak of his past conquests. He doesn't need to. His actions, his calm confidence, and his ability to remain unbothered by the need for validation speak volumes. He doesn't try too hard to impress or seek approval, and that nonchalance only adds to his appeal. It's as though he carries an invisible shield of self-assurance, one that says, I don't need anyone to complete me. I'm already whole. In my opinion, this is where the real power of such a reputation lies, in the way it communicates self-worth and independence. Women aren't drawn to a man simply because of his reputation. They're drawn to the qualities that earned him that reputation. His emotional intelligence, his ability to listen and respond thoughtfully, and his knack for creating meaningful connections. These traits signal maturity and a depth of understanding that many women find irresistible. Moreover, this reputation subtly challenges societal norms about courtship. Instead of being the one chasing, the ladies' man becomes the one pursued. His relaxed attitude and lack of urgency create a dynamic where women feel compelled to put in the effort to capture his attention. It's not about playing games or manipulation. It's about creating a space where genuine interest and mutual respect can flourish. From a broader perspective, the allure of a ladies' man reveals an important truth about attraction. It's not just about physical appearance or surface-level charm. It's about how a person makes others feel. A man with this reputation makes women feel intrigued, valued, and inspired to step up their own game. He becomes a figure of fascination, not because he boasts about his past, but because he carries himself in a way that suggests depth and complexity. Ultimately, this reputation is not something that can be forced or faked. It's a reflection of a man's character, his experiences, and the way he interacts with the world. It's about having a genuine respect for women and an understanding of what makes relationships meaningful. A true ladies' man is not a player or a heartbreaker. He is someone who values authenticity, connection, and mutual admiration. His reputation is built not on fleeting moments of attraction, but on lasting impressions of respect, confidence, and charm. In the end, being known as a ladies' man is less about what others say and more about the silent but powerful message a man's behavior sends. It's a reputation that speaks volumes without saying a word, leaving others intrigued, inspired, and wanting to know more. It's about being someone worth pursuing, not because of an image but because of the real qualities that lie beneath. Weakness 6. Masculinity perfected through wisdom and experience. True masculinity is a concept that goes far beyond the surface of physical appearance. It isn't confined to the size of one's muscles or the sharpness of their jawline. It's a deeper, more profound essence. Masculinity, in its truest form, is a harmonious blend of strength, emotional control, and leadership that evolves and deepens with life experience. While younger men often rely on external displays of strength or impulsive actions to assert their masculinity, you, as an older man, have refined this energy into something far more potent. Your masculinity doesn't need to be proven. It speaks for itself through every word, gesture, and decision you make. For a young woman, this refined masculinity holds a unique allure. It isn't just about physical attraction. It represents something much deeper: stability, security, and a quiet, undeniable power. These are qualities that younger men often strive to emulate but rarely achieve. In their youth, men frequently grapple with feelings of insecurity and self-doubt. They second-guess their abilities and often compensate for their uncertainty with brash or reckless behavior, hoping to mask their vulnerabilities. But you, seasoned by years of experience, no longer need to seek validation. You carry yourself with an air of confidence that is both calming and commanding. Your calm demeanor is not simply a byproduct of age, but a testament to the battles you've fought and the lessons you've learned. This calmness radiates strength. It shows the world that you are in control, not just of your emotions, but of your environment and circumstances. There's a quiet power in the way you carry yourself, a gravity that naturally draws people to you. You don't need to raise your voice to be heard or assert your dominance to be respected. Your very presence speaks volumes, and it's this unspoken authority that makes you unforgettable. When you speak, your words are chosen carefully and deliberately. There's no rush and no urgency to prove a point because you understand the value of measured thought and intentional communication. Your slow, deliberate manner of speaking conveys not only confidence but wisdom. Each word carries weight, leaving an impact on those who hear it. Similarly, your movements are unhurried and purposeful. There's no wasted energy, no unnecessary gestures. Everything you do is infused with clarity and intention, signaling to those around you that you are a man who knows exactly what he wants and how to achieve it. For young women, this level of refinement and self-assuredness is magnetic. It's not just about being attractive. It's about being a source of emotional safety and inspiration. Your ability to remain composed under pressure and to make decisions with clarity and resolve creates a sense of trust and admiration that younger men often struggle to inspire. You embody the qualities of a protector and a guide, someone who can navigate the complexities of life with grace and poise. Personally, I find this evolution of masculinity to be profoundly inspiring. It's a reminder that true strength doesn't need to shout or seek attention. Real masculinity is quiet, steady, and deeply rooted in self-awareness. It's about having the courage to embrace life's challenges, the resilience to overcome them, and the humility to grow from the experience. In a world that often glorifies superficial displays of power and bravado, Your refined masculinity stands as a beacon of what true strength looks like. It's not about dominating others, but about mastering yourself. It's about showing up with integrity, treating others with respect, and living in a way that leaves a lasting impression. This kind of masculinity doesn't just attract people. It inspires them. It shows that the journey of becoming a man is not about reaching a destination, but about embracing the process of growth, learning, and refinement. It's a masculinity that is timeless, one that resonates deeply with those fortunate enough to witness it. And in that, you leave behind not just a legacy of power, but one of wisdom, respect, and enduring influence. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Weakness 7. Money as a profound symbol of success, stability, and emotional security. Money, while often viewed as a tool to obtain material things, carries a much deeper meaning that transcends its surface value. It evolves into a profound symbol of personal success, unwavering stability, and emotional security. For many young women, a man who has achieved financial success embodies much more than wealth. It represents someone who has mastered the complexities of life, someone with the discipline, foresight, and determination to carve out a secure place in an often unpredictable world. To a young woman, being with such a man is about more than the tangible luxuries he can provide. It's about what his success signifies. It tells a story of resilience, of someone who has faced challenges, worked hard, and achieved goals that many might only dream of. This sense of achievement carries an unspoken promise that this man is capable of offering a stable and reliable foundation for a shared future. The emotional comfort that stems from knowing your partner is dependable, prepared, and thoughtful about the future is immeasurable. Picture this: the world is chaotic and filled with uncertainties. A man who has reached financial stability becomes a beacon of calm and reassurance. It's not just about owning a nice house, driving a fancy car, or wearing expensive suits. It's about what these symbols subtly communicate. They quietly say, "I've worked for this. I've overcome obstacles. I've built a life where I can provide, not just for myself but for those I care about." That quiet confidence, born from genuine effort and accomplishment, is incredibly attractive because it speaks volumes without the need for boastful words. In my opinion, money's true power lies in its ability to represent stability. When a man has worked to secure his finances, it often reflects a sense of discipline and foresight. This foresight doesn't just lead to a comfortable life, it offers emotional security to those around him. For a young woman, this emotional security might be the most significant aspect of all. Knowing that her partner can navigate through life's storms with wisdom and steadiness creates a bond of trust and safety that money alone could never buy. It's also worth noting that this isn't about flashy displays of wealth. True success, in my view, isn't measured by how much a man can show off, but by the quiet strength of his character and the stability he brings to a relationship. The ability to enjoy the fruits of one's labor with humility, without arrogance, and with a focus on sharing that success, is what makes a man truly admirable. This balance between achieving personal goals and prioritizing the well-being of others is what distinguishes meaningful success from shallow wealth. Let's not forget the emotional journey that underpins financial achievement. A man's success often reflects years of hard work, late nights, sacrifices, and lessons learned from failures. When a young woman sees the success, she doesn't just see the outcome. She senses the story behind it, the grit it took to get there. This understanding deepens the connection, turning material wealth into something much more meaningful, a shared sense of pride and admiration for the life he has built. Ultimately, money isn't the end goal. It's a reflection of character, a symbol of overcoming challenges, setting goals and reaching them, of leading with determination and focus. For a woman seeking emotional and financial stability in a partner, these qualities are far more compelling than the numbers in a bank account. Success becomes not just about what a man has achieved for himself, but about what he can offer in terms of security, comfort, and the promise of a future built on strong foundations. And isn't that what we all long for in a partner? Someone whose success isn't just about material possessions, but about the quiet assurance that they have the strength, stability, and love to share with us as we build a life together. Now that we've explored these powerful strategies and traits, what have you learned so far? Was it the importance of smelling good, the quiet confidence that commands attention, or perhaps the art of strategic ignoring? Take a moment to reflect and share your thoughts. Comment below on one thing you've learned and plan to bring into practice in your life starting today. We'd love to hear how these insights resonate with you and what you'll apply to create stronger connections and more meaningful relationships. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to help you navigate life and relationships with confidence and wisdom. See you in the next video.